Hey there, how's it going? Bradley Shuffler, Snackin and Yakkin today with Big Ben Kennedy. I'm a local writer, director, filmmaker, actor, and I'm here to talk about life.
Bradley Shuffler, B.A. Shuffler Productions. My first time having a filmmaker on the show. Also, I didn't say bring a +1, but he brought a +1. Hi, Alexis. How you doing?
And here we go.
Trying to get her out of her comfort zone or whatever. She was sitting on the side, and I said, "Do you want to be on?" And she's like, "No, but I should because we'll get into why that is. You were explaining to me off the air, but I'm so happy to have you. I haven't had, like I said, no filmmakers yet. Really nothing that deep into. I've had a couple of musicians, but I've not had any like production things. Like I've not had a place like, say, the Music Farm. I've not had like venues and stuff. Some restaurants that hold shows and stuff, but I definitely am more interested in having studio producers or music producers or engineers. I want to tap into everything that Charleston has to offer when it comes to creativity. Yeah. And you, with your Canon tattoo, boy, are you a nerd for cameras.
And a drone. I got the EKG.
Look at that. That's so cool.
That's a
that
story in itself.
Yes, it
and
is.
You actually did the EKG right, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you have the little.
I found it on Pinterest. So.
All right, so this one right here, you're missing the P wave, and that's okay, but that is your QRS. Mm-hmm. So basically, you're missing the P wave and the T wave, but a nerd like me, who's a paramedic, would know that. But other than that, I've seen some of them look absolutely crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
That's insane.
One time, somebody got tattooed, and the one that they found. They just grabbed the first one they found, and I'm like, you do know that that's an active STEMI, an active heart attack rhythm.
Oh, no.
And they're like, I'm like, oh, God, help us all. Like, they're tombstones. You do know, like, at least this looks like a heartbeat. But they were like, oh, my God.
Oh, no.
It was crazy.
I'm a geek over that stuff. Bradley, not so much.
Yeah, she's more of the medical industry, too. So.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
I had a child, but.
Got you. Oh, yeah. So it's medical, like TV, or what do you like about
all of it?
I
used to work as a pharmacy tech.
Okay.
And I loved it.
I know somebody who works as a pharmacy tech has for a very long time.
Yeah, but then it started to burn me out a little bit. So then I switched to working in urgent care, and that was fun, but I was working up front.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to be where the action was.
Yes. Mm-hmm. My wife is the true crime nerd. You're the medical nerd. Why do we have wives who want to do the creepy stuff?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my dad thinks he's going to get killed from my mom because they watch so many 48 hours. And I'm just like, well, one day, this is actually a funny story. One day I called my dad, and of course he does radio. So he works all the time. Yeah, so maybe I can talk with him about that off air too. But he was working a bunch, and then he just, like, for 2 days, like, didn't answer my phone call, which, normal dads, my dad doesn't. Yeah. He's busy. But, I was trying to get in touch with him, so I finally went over to see them and hand off the kid because we had some business to hand to. And my mom was there, and she took the baby, and I was, like, kind of weirded out. And I went to my mom afterwards, and I was like, I thought she had killed him finally. I was like, oh, wow. Because I hadn't seen him in, like, 2 days. He's not answering the phone. I'm like, you must have done really good at hiding him. I was like... It was crazy.
So I kind of want to save it to the end about the inspiration. So maybe we can do it. We can just tease it, but then later we'll get more into it. But that's how we found each other. So we got similar. I'm sure we have like friends, because I'm in the culture scene now, and you are too.
Yeah.
And you either commented on something, or you posted something, and somehow we either follow each other, or I follow somebody who follows you, but it showed up in my feed.
That's cool.
And I just said, man, like, this is, like, you like, I'm feeling every word you're saying, or this, like, speaks to my soul, man. I said, if you ever want to come on sometime and drop some inspiration on others, I'd love to have you. And you were like, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And I said, that's awesome, because, if you've watched previous episodes, anybody watches an episode, I'm very, I'm very encouraging to the other. You can do it, man. Do whatever you want. Don't take no prisoners. And sometimes they might not even do anything past what they're doing. They might just do open mic nights. But I'm like, if you really want this, what's stopping you from pursuing it?
Right.
What'll stop you from getting it? Life, luck, opportunity, whatever. But what'll stop you from pursuing it? Nobody but yourself.
Definitely.
That's it. Pursue it. Full tilt boogie.
Yep.
And that's kind of what you were like kind of saying.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we will get more into that because
I can go on a tangent with that.
yeah,
Like,
and I want you
yeah.
to, but
Absolutely.
I mean, then
Absolutely.
after we drop all the inspiration, they're like, well, I don't need to watch any further. I'm going to go get my life started. No, I want you to stick around for the whole hour. So what we'll do is
That's awesome.
we'll get into kind of the reason why
Yep.
she's here. We'll start that part
Okay.
with the Shuffler and Wedding Company, or
Yes.
Shuffler and Co. Weddings,
and Co,
and
yep.
you are and Co. and Company.
Oh.
Now,
So she.
Shuffler and Co.
So this is how it kind of went. So when we were talking with the wedding industry, with being in our BA Shuffler Productions realm house, we do everything from productions to movies. We do short films.
I love it.
Everything from A to Z, right? But I want brides to know that on their special day that they are going to have somebody they can trust. That's not going to be from another realm, if that makes sense.
Right,
That's doing like. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to have like Danny McBride shoot your wedding.
Right,
but,
right,
you know,
right.
at that same time, you don't want somebody that's shooting a corporate video to also shoot your special day.
Correct.
Because you want to know there's going to be balance. So that's kind of what we were looking at whenever we made Shuffler and Co. Weddings. It was more so my company being a parent company and not having to necessarily, not necessarily having to buy another LLC, really. It was really just to have a branch company from this company. And so
Gotcha.
that way it can kind of all fall into one category and there's not like multiple numbers. And I can get into logistics, but
Sure.
realistically, we did it for brides, we did it for grooms, we did it for their special days. And to have a woman on the team, you know, not to say that in a bad way, but a woman understands a woman's day better than a man
That's
could. And I'm
true.
just going
and
to be
I
honest.
wouldn't say that's
I'm
a
going to
bad
be real.
thing. Yeah.
And
I mean,
so,
to
you
any
know,
other guy who's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, well,
Yeah.
get over yourself, chauvinist.
Right. Like,
You know?
like when we were about to plan our wedding, before everything that went down, we just had like a courthouse wedding. We were going to plan ours together. She kind of took reign. I picked out the food because I'm a Southern boy. I wanted that fried
You were
chicken.
there for the tasting.
I was there for the tasting. That was it. That was it. I was there for the tasting.
Sweetie, I take it that you've got the rest.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to leave, and you let me know your dress or whatever the heck
Yes.
goes on, and he just walks out.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I saw it, you know. So for years we had tried to push the company on weddings as well, but it seemed like it's funny, and I hate to say this in a bad way. It's not a negative way at all. But she reached out to several brides, and she got almost 7 leads back just this week from weddings. I reached out to brides.
On the day that we
On
launched it.
really? That's insane. Yeah, see, she gets way more leads than me on the wedding side
Right.
than I do, and it's and I understand it. You know,
We've
it's
even tested it, and he's responded, or if someone posts this on Facebook of, I need a photographer for the wedding for 5 hours or whatever,
Yep.
he'll message them, and then I'll message them. I get the response. He does not.
Got you.
Yep.
But it also is like, why would you put like comment a production company on there? No one wants.
And that's
full-
another
Right,
thing too. Is
right.
whenever we
It seems overwhelming. It seems
Right.
like,
Yeah. why
can
would
I
need
afford a production company?
right.
Exactly.
That's another huge.
And you're
one,
like,
too.
you don't understand. A crane shot of you at the altar is going to be amazing.
so much better.
It's going to be so much
Have you-
better if we can come down like this and then get all of the other people in the wedding
Right.
party to just duck down so we can come over.
Absolutely. We shoot on medium format.
Has to be 4K.
Yes.
Has to be this
8K would be better. And then we can add some CGI birds in the
Every
background.
Every single time they're trying to say their vows and you're over on the side, you know, doing all this. They're like, what is he
Absolutely.
doing? Why is he doing all of this?
Scoring the film. Just trust the process.
Just stay there.
Yeah,
Don't move.
absolutely.
And then, didn't you say at one point we were doing a wedding? You're like, can we just roll it again? Can we do it one more time?
I actually
like,
have.
okay.
I actually have. Okay, and then that's what scares me is like, so that's why I always bring a second shooter, which is great. She have her is that
Built in.
yeah
It's
built
not paid.
built in.
As my family
Right.
sits behind the boards. Built in, not paid.
mean, look.
I do owe you money though. I did tell you. I kick him over a little something for helping me because it's he's a kid. And, well, not a kid anymore. He's a grown man, but his time is valuable,
Yeah.
and I respect
Right.
that.
Absolutely.
My wife, meanwhile, she's banking on the help me build this dream, and it'll pay
Yeah.
us both back in the future.
That's
so I
amazing.
think that's where you're
That's
coming
kind of
from
route.
too.
I
Yep.
know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like
Absolutely.
whatever we invest together, it'll pay back when she doesn't have to work as hard anymore. She can
Yeah.
go part-time or she can take a different job, so
Definitely.
that's what we're working on. But anyway, so I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. So
no, you're good.
So shooting the weddings,
Yeah.
akin to what we do in comedies where we have comedy and then we have corporate comedy.
Right.
So it's kind of like a different muscle. It's a different group.
Yeah.
So you have the club comedy where you're talking and you're a little bit dirtier to catch the attention and hold it of drunks, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then the money's in corporate, man. They'll pull a comedian there to do 30 minutes
Yes.
before their big, this is what we're doing this year kind of speech or whatever,
Right.
their mission statement.
Mhm.
And so you just get up there and do 30, you just kind of loosen everybody up, or you close it out the opposite.
Yep.
And I mean, they pay way
Oh, yeah.
more than you're going to make.
Yeah.
But it's also easy to get sucked in. Cruise ships are another thing.
Yeah.
That pays different, and that's a different muscle to have. So
Absolutely.
you going off to the side, that's what it's like reminding me of. It is,
Right.
you're saying it's the same,
Mhm.
but you want to do multiple. It's like a different
Yes.
muscle that you're
You're
currently
Right. You're
like
still getting
perfecting.
Absolutely.
Right.
You're still getting that same quality that Bass is going to deliver. It's just catered more towards your day. So
Got
it's not,
you.
Right. So it's not like it doesn't. Yeah, like you guys were saying, the productions. It scares a lot of people away. A lot of people, corporate and movie, they like to hear productions, but then a lot of people that want their special day, it's like, okay, I don't need, like you said, whole production company. It's kinda
Yes.
wild.
So you go Bass? Is that what you'd say? Bass or Bash?
So yeah, so it's BA Shuffler Productions. In the beginning I called it Bass Shuffler, and then midway through the beginning, my dad always said it sounded like a sheep. So I had my first logo was actually a sheep with a camera head that I made with a Super 8 camera head. It was wild. So I always
A lot of encouraging.
yes, it did, because I was gonna make my logo Shuffler Productions. So that would have been wild.
I'll like make it on the social media, or I might put it on the screen right now. But I created a little cartoon character. There's one of me that's in the opening, but I created a animal cartoon,
man.
and it's a yak eating a bag of chips
Oh
that has my
That's
logo on it. So
awesome.
it's a snacking yak.
That's
And I thought
amazing.
that's pretty good, right?
That's cool.
yeah,
It's creative.
So yeah, it's the stickers. I don't have them yet. They're on order, but I would have
Yeah.
loaded you up before you left. But yeah, so future guest, get ready for it's on the screen right now for Mr. Snackin Yak.
Definitely.
I thought it was pretty fun.
That's so cool.
Just a yak snacking.
Absolutely.
However you want to say
The
it.
one that he was making, it looked rough.
That's what you say. You say, my kid made it. And they're like,
Yeah.
how? Your kid's like 9 months old.
He typed it in
How old
AI.
is he?
He's 10 months.
10 months. Man,
Only
I
11 on.
holy crap, I
20.
almost nailed that like psychic
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yes, you did.
You know what? Let's get into
Were
our
you there?
snack. Let's
Were
get
you
into our
there?
snack. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
My camera crew was off that day. Our B-roll was not rolling.
Oh, man.
This, what you requested,
Yes.
some Tex-Mex trail mix, which I'm not mad at.
It's pretty solid.
And Good and Gather, that's the
Target's
target
brand, yeah.
target people.
Trying to get sponsored.
Is we go. I have one, and I don't remember what blend.
The monster one. I think it has like
Oh yeah.
peanut, raisin, M&M. Yeah, it's not the most healthy one.
Now I take it you guys can share this. I mean, I have another bowl in the other room, but
That's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
So, a little behind the scenes. This is actually the last I can eat of this for over a week because I have a procedure
Oh, man.
coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
That I'm not allowed to have nuts. If you do
Oh,
a
man.
colonoscopy,
Yeah.
can't have any nuts or seeds prior.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So this is my last hoorah for a week. So like when you said that, I was like, oh man, because I love my almonds, I love my peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited for this, but hopefully 2 jugs of that stuff is going to get every one of these out.
It will.
Yeah. They're making me do 2. 2. I got to do liquid diet for 2 whole days
Oh my gosh.
because of my size.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Because of how big I am, that you have to do that. So everybody else gets away with drinking at 6 o'clock the night before, finishing it up in the morning. No, me, I got to start at 6 o'clock in the evening 2 days before this.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oh man, this is gonna suck. Yeah, I'm gonna be so mad. I'll never touch chicken broth or Gatorade ever again. But Jello, get it all away from me. I don't want anything to do with it.
Right.
At one point, his grandma lived with us, and she fell and broke her arm. It was a whole thing. Well, I was helping taking care of her at that time, and she had never had a colonoscopy done, and she was 73, 74,
Wow.
and I was like, for your health, you need to at least once have it done. After that experience, she's like, I'm never doing it again. But I mean, throwing up, everything, all night. And I was like, that's one time I saw her naked, and I was like, we're good. So she had to go get her knees done
That's great.
again, one of her knees.
Mhm.
Just she got one done, so she got the other one done, and I was like, not it. In-laws, you guys got it.
I'm telling you, yeah. So I've never been put under, so that's the thing I'm most nervous about. I still have all 4 of my wisdom teeth. I have never been put under for a procedure, and I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 48 years old.
Wow.
So now you're telling me you want to knock me out. Now, meanwhile, my wife, gallbladder surgery, gallbladder removed, 2 emergency C-sections. She had brain surgery. She had a pituitary tumor removed.
Wow.
All this stuff. My daughter, ketamine to set a broken arm. I've watched my family members be unconscious by all kinds of means.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here being a freaking whiny bitch about a 15 to 20 minute nap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm such a whiner. But I'm so nervous, man. I'm having nightmares about it and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, man.
Your dad, I think.
My dad's been put under, but I've been put under more times than I can count. My dad always told me as a kid growing up, we hit the deductible of the insurance every February. Because I was accident prone. Got scars everywhere.
Had a boy.
Yeah. So
There
good luck to us. But I got put under one time. I was riding my bike through a neighborhood. I was like probably 8, 9. And I got mauled by a dog.
Man.
It was a Pomeranian. Okay. It was kind of
Oh,
small.
okay.
Yeah,
Good.
so it was still a mauling though. I got the scar right here.
Oh,
actually.
wow.
Yeah. So that's
Little thing just clamped on
well,
and
yeah.
kept, oh,
just
what a-
mauled me right
See
to the
how he
bone.
acts with our dogs, you would understand.
Yeah, I get my payback now. Yeah, definitely. I make sure that dog knows what it did, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's not that scary. It's not bad. It's
Okay.
it's like, oh man, I guess you've never been to the dentist either. I've been to the dentist. I didn't get I got teeth removed or fixed on, but I never had my wisdom teeth taken out either.
Right.
But it's not bad. You literally are just sitting there because I was scared to go under, same as your predicament. I was telling them I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep, and I was out. And then I just remember waking up and the doctor saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "You guys suck." I was like
Yeah.
9 or 10, and I was
That was
scared.
like the best nap that he's ever
That's what my
Yeah.
wife has said. That's what my buddy Apple said. Everybody says, "Oh my God, it's the best." Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I can't. I just cannot for the life of me.
Right.
I mean, I've gotten stitches. I got staples in my head with no numbing agent.
At Chick-fil-A, I worked at Chick-fil-A for 4 or 5 years. I think one of my last years being there, they now use a different lemon slicer, probably because of me.
Oh man.
But I was washing it in the sink, and my finger went down, and I noticed the blade. It was like a V blade down there with like a cylinder, and I went down in it, and I sliced my finger, and I looked up, and I looked at my coworker, and I said, "Is that supposed to happen?" And they were just freaking out because blood was it was on Halloween too, so it made it even worse.
Makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
I would
so-
love to work holiday
oh man,
in the ER.
absolutely.
Just for a moment.
Well, I came in. I think I can't. It was at Chick-fil-A. We all dressed up. I cannot remember. I think I was either. I cannot remember what I was for the life of me. In my costume. I wish I could have known. I couldn't remember what I was for that Halloween because it would have been really funny to know with blood gushing out of my hand.
But you know what? This is going to be pretty slick. You're going to
Yeah.
like this. You ready? Brace yourself. So, in honor of your finger,
Yes.
tell me about your film, Half of Me. Yeah.
I like how you twine them together.
Look at that. Oh, and let's enjoy. He also requested Poppy.
Yes. Another sponsor I'd like.
Yes. So, prebiotic soda?
Yes, I like it a lot more. I cut out soda completely. Didn't mean to jump off half of me, but just to give you a
No. We'll
backstory.
come back to it.
I jumped off of main soda for almost 2 years now. I drink Sprite occasionally, but I
that's
cut
good.
out caffeine for 2 years, and this is caffeine free. Not to talk up the brand too much, but absolutely love it. Actually, it was another artist that I like, Post Malone.
Yeah.
He was sponsored by on one of the berry mixed ones, and then so I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty good." Yeah, she likes that one the most. I kind of ventured out and tried different ones, and I've landed on the cream soda.
There
One
you
of my
go.
favorites. So.
Yeah, like I said, none of these are a sponsor. I mean, eventually, yeah. Local people, I would hope to get them to sponsor. But for right now,
Definitely.
while we're just sampling stuff, all I do is just say, "Hey, Poppy, if you want to reach out and say hi,
Absolutely.
I'm here."
Snackin Yakkin.
That's
Where's
right.
that?
So Half of Me.
Yes.
Now, I did see the poster of it on, I believe it was your Facebook.
Yep.
And yeah, like I'll tell you after you tell me about that. I'll tell you how the story of how I wanted to be a filmmaker when I was younger.
Man.
So
Oh, I
please
gotta
tell me
dig
yours
in.
because
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by it because somebody's doing something that I dreamed about doing but never actually did.
Yeah. So I'll give you some backstory. So Half of Me, I've written several different films. Either we've done films about action, films about real life, comedy, whatever it might be. I've worked on countless film sets that weren't mine, but I've always known that I wanted to do my own films. In Half of Me, it's different than what I normally produce. I normally produce action, drama, and thriller.
So what's action like to shoot?
It's crazy. There's a lot of I've actually acted in them myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. So obviously I have to have somebody that I can trust with the camera to watch that camera and direct in a sense.
Harder than you think to find someone.
Yeah, definitely. But I also have to choreograph fight scenes and stuff. So I have one short film. It's like a 3-parter. It's called The Heist. It's out on YouTube.
I'll definitely check that out.
Definitely. It's one of my smaller projects, but it was something that was all monologue. It was kind of just talking, a little bit of action as well. But we didn't have any scripts. So it was kind of all just from memory of either what I've written ideas down throughout the week or what I thought about. Because we shoot one per weekend and kind of keep it as a mini-series.
Okay.
But the one I acted in, my favorite one, which was the final one, there's a scene where I get punched in the face like several times and the stomach. So we had to add the sound effects. We had it was actually my neighbor, my parents' house, their house they were building. They let us use their construction site to shoot it on, so it was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So it had like all these weird pillars and stuff. But we shot inside of there. It was like this sketchy meetup. I was meeting somebody to get back their money and their pearl or whatever. But yeah, I get like punched in the face, and then I get kicked, and then I get thrown, and it was just wild. And the guy that I actually had brought on, his name's Jacob. He's a really cool guy. I haven't acted with him or anything in a while, but he does boxing, and he also choreographs for like fighting and stuff. He used to do that mainly, but now he does boxing and all.
Okay.
But yeah, he was really good to work with. He was actually like, it was like one of the first times we ever had done like a little skip together, and yeah, he was incredible. I mean, he like did everything from knowing how to like fake punch, and then I turned my head to like being aggressive and acting like he's about to beat the hell out of me realistically.
I always thought that was really interesting with fake fights. I'm very fascinated with them in film because they're not as close as you think. So the angles they play.
So you can shoot with a telephoto lens or a telescopic lens.
That's right.
And that's how you get that depth, or perception, with that depth. It's going to look like
so somebody is coming as far as like this, and as long as you time the head movement, it looks like they nailed you. And I just thought that's so cool.
It's insane.
But it's because you like like the fisheye and stuff, and with it you have to kind of play with flattening it out so it isn't. You don't see that depth of shot to where you're not. Oh man, they're like 2 feet away from this person or whatever. Yeah,
absolutely. But that's kind of what I normally do, those kind of films. But this is half of me. So
half of me, he's taking real punches to the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Like he's like, that's what I usually do. But half of me,
I'm
gonna be half my face by the end of this production.
I think the dog actually was in the half of me. That's how I got the scar. Mauled me on set. So half of me. It was a fatal blow, I would say, in a different way. It wasn't really. There's no action in it, which my mentor, his name is Sorrel. I'll get into him as well, but he loves action in my films. But with half of me, it's more of a rom-com and less comedy than romance, I guess, and it's a internal struggle versus a external struggle.
Okay.
And that had to do with friends that I've had in the past. I've been through a lot of things with friends that, as I make the climb on what I'm doing and how my life is going, that I've either had to A, let go of, or B, that have just drifted off. We've gone in different paths. Or
both sides.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right.
No, I mean like me, as in like I don't have a lot of friends now.
Well, she kind of gave me, whenever we met each other. I mean, we both were kind of pretty popular.
How old are you both? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Okay.
I'm 25. I had to think about it for a second.
Right. I mean, once you have kids, I do not know how old I am until somebody asks me.
The brain fog is real.
My birthday, because I say his so much and Aaron so much.
So, but yeah, that is the mid-20s lament. It hits everybody. Where like, I moved here in about like my 30th birthday, so I got married 25, and then or 26, something like that. Don't tell her. 26. So I got married at 26, and I moved here at 30, and that was when I like to say I shook the blanket really hard, and damn near everybody fell off. I mean, now we've reconnected later in life, but for, probably about 10 years, I didn't hear from really anybody. Now couple that with moving out of state.
Yeah.
So it's a rough time. And once you have kids, if nobody else has kids, I was one of the first in my group.
Yeah.
To have kids, and many of my friends don't have kids to this day.
Right.
And so they didn't know, well, what do we talk to them about? The same shit you always talk to me about.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess they get tired on the call. They're like, oh, what's going on? Well, Ben had a febrile seizure, you know, and they're like, I don't give a shit. You know, like, it's just selfish, you know.
Right.
I
That's
wanted to
crazy.
tell you about this chick I hooked up with last week. You know, my
Yeah.
friends aren't exactly like that, but they kind of are.
I get it. Yeah.
but yeah,
Definitely.
so I get what you're saying. So then you're trying to write this movie, like the romantic part, and you're trying to like understand, but
Yeah.
then also
Well, so
you're
it's,
drawing from experiences that stopped.
yeah, so it's funny. So it's about two friends. I can share it now because the trailer is out.
Fantastic.
Definitely. And so it's about two friends. They're girlfriends in this. It's two girls, and one of the girlfriends gets a boyfriend, and that kind of slows the process down of the two girls being best friends, hanging out all the time, doing their thing. And then they realize, like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. And then, you know, there's a portion where they go through all of that and the heartache and the pain. And yeah, and you kind of just see how this person gets through it and copes with it and figures out, like, what kind of internal struggle they're dealing with on what, or how they cope by themselves, really. And it's not, like, necessarily, like, between, you know, just yourself. You know, you have God. You have friends you can rely on. You have other people in your life that you can reach out to. I've always been a mental health advocate. I've always, you know, done that route as well. My TikTok shows it. But yeah, just trying to figure out how to get by without the person you thought, necessarily not lover-wise, but like best friend-wise that you'd always have in your life. And
Right.
that hurts. I've always said, I think a breakup with a friend is far worse than a breakup with, you know, a significant other. You know, just
Well,
depending on-
because, I mean, now, at a certain point,
at a certain point.
Yeah.
losing a
Yeah.
friend is worse than, say, losing a companion.
Yes.
You know, because you can't really replace, at that stage, finding a
Yeah.
new boyfriend, and you guys are feeling each other out.
Yeah.
But then you lose the friend. It's like you can't replace exactly what that person meant to you because that bonded together over time.
Yeah.
So now you'd have to invest as much time, if not more, in this relationship to even come
Yes.
close to. Oh yeah, that's
That's kind of what I mean. It's like just somebody who's like seen you through all of your struggles, seen you through everything. They've seen the real you. They've seen the, you know, the part of you that you don't even like. They see a part of you that you don't like that they like, you know, and that
Yeah.
they've learned to accept you. And then finally it's like, it comes down to a point where it's like you feel almost replaced if they go with somebody new. But, you know, they're also just doing life. So I get it. But it's like, it sucks. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's,
Well, we also like saw ourselves because we were the first ones that started dating. We were the first ones that got engaged. We were the first ones that got married, had
Yeah.
babies, all that.
Mhm.
And we like kind of got in fights of like they all wanted him to come hang out with him, and I'm like,
Mhm.
guys, I need my boyfriend, my husband, my fiance. You know, like,
Right.
give me time with him, and I'll give you back to him.
Mhm.
I'll give you guys back to him or whatever. But now with everyone else having babies, getting married, etc., they're just going away and they're not coming back. And we're like, we did it.
Mhm.
right.
We came back.
You kind of
Why
made us
can't
do it, or
y'all?
you kind of
Yeah.
guilted us into doing
Right.
it, and now,
Yeah.
oh, it's okay for. Yeah, that is rough.
Yep.
That's rough, and it's a very selfish society. I don't know how you guys navigate it, but I wanted to tell you real quick about my
Yeah.
wannabe filmmaker. Okay.
Yes.
So when I was in high school, I kind of wanted to be an actor. You know, I was in school plays ever since kindergarten.
Mhm.
And then I saw a movie called Clerks, and Clerks was just like, oh my God, he shoots it in black and white. He did it at like one location. You know, it seemed like the easiest movie to make
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
So then I went to, it was a place called Walden Books. It used to be, before there was like Books A Million and before there was all that stuff, it was a place called Walden Books.
Mhm.
And I saw a book called Sell Your Car and Make a Movie or something like that. And they talked about how to sell your car and make a movie for about 10 grand. And I was like, awesome. And I looked on the back, and Kevin Smith had actually put a quote like, had I not had this book, Clerks would have been an idea that only existed on the page. And he dropped out of film school and he did all this, and I'm out of high school and I'm not going to college because I don't even know how to. You know, like my dad was gone, and when I was 17, and my family was just kind of in this weird limbo. So nobody taught me anything. I was kind of figuring out on my own. So, cut to, I'm going to be a filmmaker, but I also didn't have a car to sell. So I was like, where am I coming up with this money? And then I was like, well, I'll just shoot it. So I bought like VHS-C cameras. I'll just shoot these little things. I got real. And then my senior year girlfriend, she went to Towson University. Well, it was called Towson State at the time. Now it's Towson University.
Nice. Yeah.
And we had a mutual friend who was in high school with us, and they lived like 9 floors up in her dorm tower, you know? And our friend had a roommate. He wanted to be a filmmaker, right? So he and I, we talk, you know. He was a brilliant kid, had a lot of fun ideas. I was kind of learning things from him, and he was talking to me about certain things.
Yeah.
And I had written a screenplay and very interested in shooting it. And so then, as we're all hanging out, start to notice that when I tell a joke, our friend and this future, you know, filmmaker, they laugh at my jokes. She does not. Future filmmaker tells a joke. She thinks it's the funniest thing she's ever heard.
Oh, man.
So I start to kind of get the hint that, like, she's absolutely enamored with this kid. And so then we break up. I don't know that they immediately started dating, but I know they did start dating after the fact of her and I breaking up. Then I really, really wanted to be a filmmaker. How dare she? You know what? Fuck him and his mass communications degree. I don't give a shit. You don't need a degree to be a filmmaker. Kevin Smith dropped out of freaking film school. I'm going to show him, and she's going to rue the damn day. I'm 48. He's 48. I have an internet talk show here in Charleston, South Carolina, and he is Mike Flanagan. So he, Mr. Oculus, Life of Chuck, House of Usher, Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, freaking Midnight Club. I mean, just name it. Dr. Sleep, freaking everything. That was who. And boy, he really, really, really wanted to be a filmmaker, didn't he? Because he's a very popular filmmaker. And
Wow. Well, you know what? I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be your best fucking friend.
There you go.
That's how we're going to do it.
There you go. And then it all comes full circle.
Yep.
And then I go reach out to Mike. You know what? You know, Shuffler, that's my friend now. And guess what? He doesn't try to steal my wife, and I'm not trying to steal his. Now I'm just joking. I'm just teasing. Like I said, he didn't steal anything. I really don't think
awesome.
I don't think that was his intention at all. I mean, It turned out how it turned out.
I mean, it happens. You know, you're younger, you're dumb.
We were so young.
You know,
we were 18. Well, Snackin Yakkin's done.
Yeah.
Time to take back my yak sticker. That's the most famous thing I'll do. The yak
God.
sticker will be everywhere around town. Like, I know the guy who created that. He doesn't have a show anymore, but
Heck yeah.
he made a good sticker.
I see great potential for this. This is
I
is
hope
awesome.
so. Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us on too.
And you kind of leaning into that right now. You're about to get all inspirational on me. So let's talk about that. Let's get into that, because you are. I mean, you are so very inspirational. And I know you mentioned God, you know, as I joke and say, I'm not very religious, but I know religion obviously is a good part of your life. And no doubt what you leaned on with a kid in the NICU and different things like that, you know. But, I mean, that post was not God, God, God. It was just simply like, believe in yourself. It was like, you know, and you put a lot of stuff out there. It wasn't just that post, but that post, I think with this, it hit me. Exactly, because it was like creating something and not listening to anybody but yourself. And just, I was like, damn, dude. I was like, I need you to come on, because Coach Chef Frank was very inspirational. I have every now and again these guests come on and they're very inspirational. Annie O, who has a vegan, now she has a yoga studio up the street. Inspirational people. We need those in our lives, but also from time to time on this show, I'd really like to have them on here.
Definitely.
And no pressure, but tell me something good.
Yes, I mean, yeah. Spotlight's on me now.
You probably saw it from the airport, because I was also off of what he needed that day too. So he would just put it on there, and he would call me and be like, "Do you have anything?" And be like, "No." How are you feeling today?
Yeah.
What do you feel like?
That.
Are you having a crappy day? I'm sure someone else was.
Yeah.
But he also stopped a lot of people from killing themselves.
That's fantastic.
When I made my TikTok, I did it. I hated TikTok for the longest time. I despised it. Didn't like the
Every
app.
time I had it on,
I got mad at her for watching
so
TikTok,
mad.
so I was like,
Me
"That's
too.
super pointless app." And then one day I felt called to just give some inspiration on it, and so it ranked almost, I think, 1,200, 1,800 followers. I slowed down because I stopped working at the airport. When I worked there, I was known as the airport motivational guy, and I had actually I was
Literally.
I was a little
So
salty.
you worked here at
Yep, CHS.
okay.
Yep, I loved it. It's my favorite, one of my favorite jobs.
What, you work for an airline itself, or what did you?
I worked for G2 Staffing. It's a
Okay.
company I ranked up all the way to supervisor, or to I guess operations manager. But I was at one time I was pushing wheelchairs, and I just love helping the elderly, helping people out. I've always been, a people's person. Yeah. But
Back in the early 2000s, I worked for U.S. Airways Express,
Wow.
which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say
BWI Airport.
I forgot who they are. I think they're American now, right? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah. So anyway, back to, like I said, I had some time in the airport too. So like,
That's awesome.
as you're explaining yourself, I can see.
Yeah.
I've flown out of CHS, but like,
That's cool.
I can see spending time in the airport for 8 to 12 hours.
Yes. And that was kind of how it was. Now the airport's too busy, so I went back and did some stuff with them. But I just realized it was just not what I wanted to do. Obviously, filmmaking, but it was paying the bills. But filmmaking got busy. But
Fantastic.
Yeah, but back to this now. What we're saying, I mean those long days I'd work the graveyard shift. I'd be there till 3 or 5 in the morning, and I'd get in at 6 in the afternoon.
That's when we were working opposite shifts. I was working morning, like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
He was working nights.
Yep. And I would I'd go to the airport. I had a friend there named Helen. She was always great. She's an older lady, but I think she still works there. But she always got me into doing TikToks, because she's like, you gonna make a TikTok or something like that, something funny. And I finally just started doing them. I did them with like the words on the screen of motivational things.
Yeah.
And I didn't really say anything. I just walked around in the background or took videos of planes. And then I was like, well, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna try to talk a little bit. So I finally did ones where I did words of encouragement, or your daily inspiration, or I was known as the guy, because I always go, and then I'd say inspiration quote. And I got that from another supervisor that worked with me. She actually always said that. She always said, and I always I liked that. I liked how it sounded. It rolled off the tongue. So I did that for a little while, and then I finally got to a point where I would see like significant increase until it finally slowed down. Obviously after like 12 or 1,300 followers, but when I was working there, it was like I'd be at 100 followers, and I did like a 100-follower special, and then like next week it'd be like 300 followers, and I'd be like, okay guys, let's chill out. And then it'd be 5, and then 6, and then I was just like, okay, this is cool. And then I would get DMs, and my DMs would be like, hey, I know you might not see this, but I'm going through a lot. I actually thought about committing, and I saw some of your videos on TikTok, and they helped me, and I was like that kind of load on me. I'm like, I don't know how just some kid from Charleston at the airport saying things to a camera is inspiring you, but I mean I did it, and I was very happy, and I was very fortunate, and I talked to everybody, and they always seemed like they were loving the videos, and that's why I feel bad that I quit, but I had to go more in the film direction, and I still post some of that on TikTok, but it's just not as much traction as what I was getting from the other stuff. But aside that, it was really rewarding to know that I was helping people and inspiring them to not follow through with things, because I myself have been in that position several times where I've thought about, just if this isn't going to work, before I had my wife, there's been times where I've thought about, crazy thoughts. Everybody has them, I think. Yep. So, I mean, that's kind of where I got into the inspirational things, and I always to feed into that. I mean, I've always just preached to just be yourself. Do what you feel like you need to do. At the end of the day, it's you versus you. You don't look in the mirror and compare yourself to him or her or anybody. It's you and God, and what God has given you in your life. You just got to go with it. Like, you got to take that talent or whatever you have in your heart, and you just got to feel inspiration and just go for it. Like the funny thing about that book that you mentioned about selling your car just to make a movie. I mean, I've never sold my car, but
We should.
We should. Do not like the car.
I'm blowing up.
I thought about using it as a movie prop once it's paid off.
Yeah.
But
Be like, this is my first car roll.
Yeah. Action film.
Landing for Mr.
Stories
Mercedes
of
as a
our
medic.
lives
as a
of-
set.
Yeah,
I have a video. I worked a car flip at Charlestown Landing for Mr. Mercedes as a medic.
Oh, cool.
I was an on-set
Wow.
medic.
Yeah.
So I can just kind of show you the video and tell you
That'd
how
be
they
sweet.
kind of did it. So I'm sure the equipment's really
all
expensive,
rigged
but
up,
hey,
yeah.
if you want to go ahead and see how much it costs to rent, flip that car, destroy that thing, get a good
Absolutely.
scene.
But my golden rule in this industry, and I kind of already lightened on it, is you can't listen to people.
Yeah,
You can't.
that is hard.
It's hard too, because you have parents, you got teachers, you got people that want to see you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna tell you to do something different. It's it's hard whenever you're in the grit too, because there are moments where you got to decide whether you're gonna get groceries this month or you're gonna pay the rent, and
Correct.
that's the part where,
Been there.
and that's where 100%. people want to leave what they're doing, and they don't
Yeah.
want to do it anymore, because it's just like, there's moments where I'm still kind of there, and I'm not exactly where I want to be, and I feel like I'm so behind. But then it's funny because I'll always get a text from somebody that says like, "Hey, I saw your stuff. You're so inspiring, dude. You inspired me to start, or you inspired me to do this." And it's like, that's why I think like I can't bank it on how much money I'm gonna make at the end of the day. Like, beginning Bradley, 18-year-old Bradley was all in it for the money. I will guarantee you that. I wanted the Lamborghini, I wanted the cars, I wanted the house. I was hot-headed.
Well, real quick, that's how my dad left this world. He unalived, but then also took
Sorry.
one with.
Oh,
So very weird and very not something that happens to a lot of people. Made me famous for all the wrong reasons around my hometown, but rather large chip grows on your shoulder after that, because you can't help but feel the world kind of owes you something now, since it kind of screwed you
Right.
over so big.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
I thought I'd be famous one day because it was owed to me,
And same
and then
here.
you calm down
And that
in time.
right.
But
So,
yeah, and it was pretty much for me, it was kids that calmed me down.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, you know what? If I do nothing else but put a couple of good people out into this world, then I did all right. And it just put everything into perspective. It took a long time. I was 27 when he was born, but it did. And I mean, probably
That's
changed
crazy.
you too.
It did.
Literally 20.
I was yeah.
If you want to say that everything is kind of perfectly worked out, but not in the way that we expected.
Mhm.
He joked at one point, and I mean, he said several times, like, "Oh, we're gonna have a kid, whatever. I want to make sure I'm good first, like career-wise. The male side. I want to have the money. I want to etc." But I remember exactly where we were. We were in Palmetto Commerce, and I said, "All right, you got to realistically give me a time period when you want to start having kids, at least one." And he said 27.
Yeah, to get on that. I said I
Now,
want
was
to
it the time of opposite schedules? So you just happened to meet up at
No.
4
No,
o'clock
so
in the
that's
morning?
what's-
I'm joking. Yeah, right. Because at 4 o'clock in the morning, you were just like, hey, before we dip into this breakfast, can we just take care of something? All right. Exactly.
Right. But no, so we I like made like, I mean, you don't. Okay, so my take on it is you can't make compromises with God. You can't. But I made a promise to her. I was like, I made a joke to her really, and I was like, I want 10K in the bank, and I want to have my career going pretty much, like at least have my first decent client rolling, and I want to be with 27. And it just so happened, so like when we have the kid, I want to be 27. So when we had Aaron came early.
No. My due date
Yeah, your due date was
was
what?
September 26th. His birthday is September 25th.
Yeah.
God
And he would have
dang.
turned 27 that day. And I was like, God is laughing at us right now.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
He was like, what did you want now?
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, McLaren, since you're listening, want to
Right.
film a big movie, Netflix.
Right.
Partnership.
Everything on his list checked off. And I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah, when you boiled it down to
Right.
what you needed, not what you wanted.
right.
Because there's a million people who say, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find. And then
Get what
there's
you need, right?
correct. And then there's the, God's not always there when you call, but he's always on time. Like there's a lot of people who will tell you a lot of things like that. So it's like you're definitely experiencing that, because
Yep.
a lot of people think I put it out to the universe and it came back to me, the hippie cosmos way of, but whatever. We're still trying to put something out there.
Yeah.
We're still trying to plant seeds
Yeah.
for some kind of future, deal.
Right.
Future crop, future reward. What is it? The board, whatever they make, what is it called? Not a spear.
Vision board?
Vision board.
Yeah.
Even vision boards and stuff like that. I think we're all speaking the same language. We just have different ways of saying it.
Yeah.
Because all of us, there's nothing that if you listen to what somebody's saying, like, oh, I kind of did the same thing. I just didn't do it with the God part in mind, or I just didn't do it with the, acid or the mushrooms in mind. Everybody's kind of all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And
But
that-
anyway,
yeah.
so go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's like, to get into that, with being a father again, it's changed me a lot. So, I did my research, I say. And, I still notice, like, I was always so scared. Like, my dad told me, you have a kid, things start slowing down. You gotta think about real life, and you do. But at the same time, it's also it's still your drive. It's still your dream, like, that you have to go after. Like, you're called to do something, you got to do it. Like, I'm not saying like sacrifice everything and be like out on the street. I mean, you can't really do that whenever you have a family. But like, what you can do is you can still work what you got to work, do that job, make that money to make it by, and then on those off hours, you just got to push through. You got to go for it. If you're going to be committed, you got to commit for it. And it's like, realizing that with, like you said, with the trauma stuff, my real mom, my biological mom, she left me, and I don't want to give her no clout or nothing, so I'm going to leave it at that. Yep. But in the beginning, it was 13 years I've seen her, whatever, 15 years. And that stuff, really, it still affects me today as a person, as it's like, the world needs to accept me because she couldn't. And
that's true.
That's for the longest time I thought like that. But then it was like, I fell in love with filmmaking. As I was doing that, as I was using that as an outlet, I started filming.
You're saying the chip on your shoulder.
Yes.
That
but I've been filming since I was 9. My mom left at 6, but
It's also telling your kids, proving to your kids that you can be anything. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to do the 9 to 5.
But I have
that was my mindset
right.
for a minute.
Yeah, and I have a wonderful stepmom now, and I've got a wonderful dad who I call mom, and she's amazing, and it's a great family that I got.
No, you want to rephrase that because he just said a dad who he calls mom, and I'm sitting here going,
wait. Yeah, let me go again.
No. You have a dad and a wonderful stepmom that you call mom.
Yes, say that again.
That was really funny. No. I keep the original in. Yeah, I'll keep that in. But I'll keep this in too. But that was really when you said. That's what I thought. I was like, well, it's rather progressive, dude. I like that. We were just talking about my people who follow me and all that stuff. That'd be so funny. That's awesome. And my dad, who I call mom, and I'm like, well, you have a stepmom and a mom. That's really cool.
I want to say this also. We had obviously a rough time with Aaron being born. And then business, and I worked my entire pregnancy, obviously. I worked my normal job, and then Bradley was full-time business. Well, obviously, whenever I left work, got off that day, I would either sleep because I was exhausted, or we would go straight to a shoot until I wasn't able to carry things or whatever. So it was constant go. We literally don't know how not to work or not to sit there or whatever. Right. That's why we really don't want to do 9 to 5s or whatever, because it's something different every single day.
That's nice too.
Yeah. He said to me the other day, not being the inspirational thing, of course, being it to me, but he's like, why are you worried? Why are you anxious? Everything always works out. I mean, every single time. We've been a penny short on rent. We haven't had food for groceries. We haven't had X, Y, and Z. Everything always works out.
And that's how I've seen it. That's why I refer back to God. I'm like, I worry. I saw a quote the other day. It was it said, you worry too much for somebody who God has helped out every single time.
Right. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to the gifts that you were given.
Right.
That's every Christmas you go, man, I don't ever get anything good for Christmas. It's
yeah.
Did you forget the 26 Christmases prior where
that's what I'm saying, right.
You pretty much got your big thing? Your parents always came through and made. Sorry, Santa always came through. I don't know if my daughter watches these. She's 10.
Oh man.
And she's on the cusp of we're about to have the heartbreak. So you're saying the gifts or the things that have been kind of given to you or bestowed upon you. That's really
definitely
we
keeps
have
working.
Hard times now, of course, just anywhere.
Yeah, who
but
doesn't?
At the same time, we have a happy, healthy kid. We're together.
Yeah, told you.
It
changes everything.
Absolutely. And it's and if anything, having a kid, if anything, it's inspired me to do more. So the film half of me before.
It's a rude awakening, though.
Yeah, it was a rude awakening. But filming actual films now with no budgets and trying to push them out to film festivals and trying to dig as deep as we can to get this film to come to life. Because for half of me, I was making projects that were one-offs, and I was copying the everyday modem. And I wouldn't say I was a sellout, but I was being somebody that I shouldn't be with those genres. But I liked them. But I really wanted to do half of me because it spoke from my heart, and it was something that really inspired me to do something that I'm uncomfortable with. Which is the same with the motivational. This actually got me to this point because I was scared to do that for people. And then I was scared to write a movie about something I've been through in real life because of how I would be judged. But I realized in the brink of half of me, this is going to help a lot of people because a lot of people go through this kind of pain. And I want stuff that people can relate with. I never want to be a sellout. If you got to sign the devil's deal to be big, I don't want to do that.
Correct.
I want to be somebody that's going to be genuine, raw. I want to be the next Adam Sandler, somebody who's going to walk around in shorts. That's who inspired me to be a director. And yeah, I want to be real. I want to be as genuine to everybody that I can.
Same thing with postpartum wise. No one said anything about the anxiety, the depression, all of that. And then like even with family, I try to let them know, like, no one told us how to parent our parents. Like,
Yeah.
literally, that shook our world.
That scares
Yeah.
you because it's like I know you know what you're doing, but it's like the times have changed, I guess. So it's like I'm trying to like
There's a reason why.
I'm scared to have them sleep with a
faith is
blanket.
there.
Right.
There's a reason
Correct.
why.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes, you guys did do X, Y, and Z, but kids died from this. That's
Correct.
why it changed.
Well, we have, all right, so I'm not part of the last feral
gonna
generation.
say.
I'm Gen X.
Yeah.
I mean, our parents, they had to put a commercial, they had to put a PSA on TV that said,
Crazy.
you know, it's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? You know, or it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are, depending on where you live?
Yeah.
Because they were just like, oh shit, where are the kids? I mean, we played outside till
The same.
the street lights came on and
that's
stuff.
yeah.
We were
also-
just
you
on
never
our
see
own.
that nowadays.
Oh no,
When I was- yeah.
I make my daughter carry a
100%.
walkie-talkie when she goes to her friend's house in the same neighborhood. I'm like, I know you're going to the back cul-de-sac, but I need you to have this walkie-talkie. My wife, she
I
did
get
it with
it.
all that true crime stuff.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I find a good way we can wrap this up. He pushed himself out of his comfort zone with the telling a more personal story and all that stuff. So do you understand, out of your comfort zone with things like this, out of your comfort zone with joining the wedding side of things, do it. Push yourself. I mean, you got a prime example sitting right next to you, your co-pilot in life.
And you have one life to live. That's what
That's
I'm
it.
gonna leave you with. I'm gonna leave you one life to live. You got to make it what you want. Do not work that 9-to-5 corporate job because you're going to realize in 30, 40 years when you retire that, damn, I wish I would have done this. And I don't want to
Correct.
be that person laying on that deathbed. I've pushed myself through boundaries of filmmaking that I never knew how to do stuff that I told myself in nights, I'm going to finish this. There's been nights I've sit up 3 nights in a row just to finish out one effect that took 15 seconds to watch. And people were like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. But it took me 3 damn days to learn it, to craft it, to get it right, so that you as a viewer can understand where I'm coming as an artist. And that's what I say to everybody. I'm like, you have to go after what you're gonna go of, because yes, you might make $300,000 or $400,000 a year, but like in my mind, I'm like, I can't settle like that because I've seen the numbers with filmmaking. Yes, the money would be beautiful, and you can have a life that you'll. That's the reason I want money now. It's not for McLaren's. Sure, that'd be awesome to have, but it's to help my family. Like if somebody has a heart attack or something, I can fly out the best surgeons. I can fly out. You know,
And
you
I'm
can.
there to be like, let's reel it back a little bit.
I'm
We
like-
gotta make sure we're good.
We do, but it's like the people that I want to take care of. Like if something were to happen tomorrow to one of my family members, you can that money. I mean, it'll come back to you. But I want to make sure I have millions so that I can take care of the people around me. Like my church, they're looking for a building. That's my goal in life. Is not just to. It was to build a backlot for me and to have filmmakers of alike come to my backlot and actually be able to do stuff. But I want to buy like my church a building, and I just nothing. Like I want to be like silent from it. I mean, I'm saying it now, but like in the future, I want to just do stuff like that for the community. I really want to give back. I want to do good with my money, and I want to thank my lovely wife for being the backbone of my company and really pushing me to be the man that I need to be, and being an awesome mother to Aaron. And I really appreciate all that you've done for me and
make me cry.
our
Oh,
company.
gonna make me cry.
And I'm looking
Jesus.
forward to starting this branch of Shuffler and Co. Weddings with you. And I know we're going to do it, baby. So I appreciate you very much. I love you.
Love you too.
Right.
My advice would be tired.
Yeah.
Be tired all the time. I was dumb and I said, oh, editing's not that hard. Editing is kind of cool. He took it and ran with
So
it.
now she's your
Oh,
editor?
you know it. I got
Yeah.
3 editors, and she's one of them.
Jesse fell asleep the other day whenever I was editing, and I was saying, bro, and I nudged her. I'm like, come on. So I finished at 3 a.m. in the morning, and guess who woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning? Our child.
Oh,
Oh.
got
I'm going to
you.
go back to sleep. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and you better love her. Falling asleep and all that stuff. You better love her. What are you doing, man?
Oh.
No, honestly, but that's really, really cool. I like that you are appreciative and you understand what she brings to the table, and you understand what you bring to the table, but you also understand what you're doing for him to get him closer to his dream and everything like that. And that's
She's the person that I know if my Lamborghini broke down, she would ride the bus with me all the way home.
for God's sake, this man keeps talking about Lamborghini. You got to understand, he wants a Lamborghini. When he started making films at 9 years old,
yeah.
he said, I want a Lamborghini. And they're like, well, how are you going to get it? And he's like, I'll make films.
Make films.
And that was it. It was like ingrained in him. There is no changing the
Nope.
path.
No.
So I'll tell you what, we leave it on the inspiration thing, but I don't want to do that because
Sure.
what I want to do before we get out of here, simply put, you have the future of all these things that you'd like to do, but
Yeah.
at this time, Bash, BA Shuffler Productions,
Mm-hmm.
where, like, let's set it realistically. 2 years from now, we'll do something really close range. What would you like to see? And now, you know, sure, you'd like to make the next big hit and get exactly what you want. But if you had to take it step by step, if you had to be realistic, if she had to reel you back in and you just have to make it a true spirit board or not spirit board, vision board.
Vision board, yeah.
I don't know. I guess Native Americans have spirit boards. I don't know. But yeah, so if you had to do that,
Yeah.
what would you want for Bash for the next during these next 2 years?
Can you say one and then I say one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Let's do it.
Next 2 years, I'd be happy if we could have half of me or any of our films getting close to a premiere in a massive theater or on a streaming service. The other side of Bass, I like to see it with substantial growth. As far as like commercials that we do, more clients. I love working with local companies, but we also work national and international. So I'd love to see at least 10 or 12 consistent, growth-ready clients. So that way that side has the commercials to focus on, and then one side has the film to work on, and that would be what I run.
And one helps fund the other.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then same with Shuffler and Co. That's what I'm really dreaming about. So it'd almost be 3 in a way. It's like the Holy Trinity really now.
Yeah.
3 in 1.
There you go.
Shuffler and Co. weddings. I'd love to see us taking care of, you know, brides and grooms all across the Lowcountry and even destinations and beyond. That's the true growth I want to see in 2 years, whether it's here or anywhere in the entire, I guess, world.
So I'm hoping. Oh, she's going to do one.
Yes.
Let's talk to me.
So my side is, obviously his is like the movies portion, but I would like to live in Greenville. I would like to, I mean, that's like the number 1 place to have a movie right now.
True.
And I would like for, obviously, his dreams to come true and just for us to get back to helping people, because we've always been that type of person that, like, our door's always open. But my kind of dream, obviously, has shifted as a mom, but I want to be able to say, let's go see Dad at the movie, or let's go see Dad at the set, or, you know, stuff like that. And I don't know, just Greenville has a calling, basically, I would say.
Sure.
Like, you know, like, kind of here, everyone says, oh, we got your back type of thing, but I don't know, something there. And then he eventually wants to have a huge lot of land and make it an easier start for everyone. So.
Yeah. Building that backlot, building that studio.
That's been my goal.
Because then you're renting that out. Everything just keeps building towards the ultimate dream. Yeah. I would love for this to be Snack Yak Studios, where I could have a bunch of different, you know, even buy out the bottom level of this building here and have each office be its own podcast studio where I can set up sets like this for other people and hire an editor to take care of them, and they pay me to produce them something great. You know, I mean, anything's possible. And
definitely,
like I said, you spoke it into existence here on this show. I don't have the kind of reach at this stage that can make you that can be a kingmaker or a rainmaker for you, but every person who hears it is just one more person who knows who you are.
I appreciate it.
And one more person who can maybe be that person for each and every one of us. This breaks big, it gets attention for you. You break big, they go and find this, and that brings attention to me. So scene within a scene, but I'm just trying to bring everybody together. I've had guests reach out to other guests. Hey, you were on Ben's show, so was I, and I was wondering if you do this and that kind of stuff. John Stout from He Rode the Dream, he's a photographer. He gave me this camera to put on my set. He was episode 4. But like I said, I mean, he may see this because he listens all the time on Spotify. Yeah. He may be like, holy crap, I either know that guy or I want to reach out to that guy. So who knows? No pressure, John. Just do the right thing. No, but you never know what can happen. So I hope for your sake, if I can even get you 1 hour and 10 minutes closer to your dream, then I feel super honored.
That's awesome.
And it was such a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. And we're going to get you in a film, too.
Oh,
so that'd be...
the voice. It's the voice. He's got the voice, and he's got a look to him, right? Is that the way the Hollywood producers say it? He's got a look. He's got a look in that voice. Right. We do this. I'm like that guy who just like, you know, like, hey, and one of your characters comes on here, and we make a super awkward interaction
Yes.
where like your jerk character is like giving me crap and then it shows me like tossing him outside. Like, I didn't know Ben had that in him.
Right.
He's such a nice guy. He totally beat that guy up in the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, I punched like this. He had the telephoto lens. It looked like I was beating the shit out of him.
Spit blood pill out of his
that's
mouth.
what I'm saying.
Right.
No, but thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much for snacking and yakking with me.
Absolutely.
Everybody, please, Bradley Aaron Shuffler. You can find him on Facebook. Is it Shuffler Productions on Instagram?
Yes, it's BAA Shuffler Productions on
Got you.
Instagram. But Bradley
B-
Shuffler too. You can Google me as well.
There you go. So please search for him. This was Alexis, not to put the woman first, but we're
No.
going to.
Yeah,
This was
absolutely.
Alexis and Bradley.
Yep.
And please check out everything they've got to offer. And like I said, if you know somebody, you know something, and you don't know how to reach out to them, or you feel embarrassed about reaching out to them, reach out to me and I will get it to them. I have no problem being a middleman, a go-between, a wingman, everything. I do it all. So please, just get with this guy and let's make something magical happen for each and every one of us. All right, guys, everybody, we're getting out of here. Thank you for snacking and yakking with us. Please say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
See ya.
Love you. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment, follow, and share. And we'll see you back here next week for some more Snackin' and Yakkin'.